Good morning, everybody. It's been a while since I've done a video. Today is Friday, and as many of you know, I'm going to be having surgery on Monday. But we have some big events this weekend that I needed to do some things for, so I thought I'd make a video, but I'm not going to post this until Sunday so I don't ruin tomorrow. My daughter will be 41 on Sunday, so today I am making her my mom's, sort of my mom's. My mom made it in a different way, her carrot cake. So anyone who wanted to know the recipe, her recipe was 2 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, 3/4 cups of canola oil, 1 whole can of crushed pineapple with the juice. Then she added 2 cups of shredded carrots, 2½ cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and nuts are optional. So over the years, I've made it a little different than that, but I'm going to show you how I do it in this mixer right now. So we're going to start with her basics, which were her 2 cups of sugar. So it is, the only thing I cut was some of the oil, because that was originally 1 cup of oil. So she's got 3/4 of a cup, and I found that you don't need that much oil when you use the whole can of crushed pineapple. So that was my 2 cups of sugar. Next is the 4 eggs. So I am doing this. This is one of their favorite recipes in my family. And I'm going to do a 3-layer. I'll show you. I have these pans, those old-fashioned pans that have the thing that spin out. So I'm going to do a 3-layer carrot cake with homemade cream cheese frosting. And I'm going to do a video on one other special item. And like I said, I'm not going to post them until tomorrow because, I'm sorry, Sunday, because tomorrow's when we're having the dinner. So I don't want anyone to spoil I don't want them to know what I'm bringing. Does that make sense? So this is 1/2 cup of canola oil. So I've cut that oil from 1 full cup. In my recipe, I cut it once to 3/4 cup. I'm cutting it even more because we don't need all that. And now the can of crushed pineapple. In fact, I could start whipping those eggs up with that sugar. Whoa. Make it nice and fluffy. So yeah, I haven't done a video. I've had a rough couple days, weeks, months, whatever. But I wanted to do these last 2 videos before I go in the hospital on Monday because I'm not sure when I'll do another one. I'm just letting that rip. It's going to be a little while. So I go in Monday. I will be there at least till Friday or Saturday, I think. That's where I know so far. But bear with me because I'm going to make the carrot cake with cream cheese frosting. Well, what I think I'm going to do is pause you, make the cream cheese frosting while it's baking. And then at the end, like my usual, I'm going to put this in. I'm going to post the finished product once I'm all done with the cake. I can't ever bake a cake and show you the whole thing from start to finish because I can't pause the phone that long. So right now in there is 2 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, 1/2 cup of canola oil, and the can of pineapple. Now, so then, I've already shredded the carrots in my food processor. So they're going to go in. And I need my spatula back. I don't know which way to film this, whether my back's to you, or when I put you over there, then you see the cabinets. There's not really a good way. I'm not moving the mixer out to the island and trying to run extension cords because I could see myself flying over those. I hope everybody's been healthy and staying warm. I think I looked when my husband just woke up. It's -9 or something like that out. Tonight it's supposed to be -14 here. Now, that was just to stir in those carrots. So I'm at the carrots, so I'm going to do 2½ cups of flour into this. It is a very easy recipe. Everything's done in my hand mixer. There's no rhyme or reason or order, and it doesn't ever come out not perfect. It is so forgiving, so moist. There's 2, and then 1/2. It makes a lot of cake. If you were doing a sheet cake, you could do a sheet cake carrot cake with this. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Again, I'm not usually a measurer, but I'm going to measure for you guys today. This is my Valentine's. You can't see it. I had a Valentine's shirt I bought it last year, and I have never worn it. and obviously my Valentine's apron. I have worn that. But after next week, I won't be able to wear a shirt that goes over my head for a while. I have to do all zip up front stuff. That's 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. Next is 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So I have that out already. So I thought I'd wear my Valentine's shirt today because after this weekend I probably won't wear pullovers for a while. And the next is a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You guys, I'm measuring for you. That's almost the whole recipe, but I'm going to add 2 things. Let's see. That's a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Then just give it a little mix. Not over mix it, just until they're incorporated. And then I'm going to drop it into 3 pans, and I will show you how I do that. So I hope this is helpful for someone that wants to make a homemade carrot cake one day. You could stop right there and put nothing else in it. Of course, my mom and my kids, they like all of it. So I'm going to add in some nuts. I chopped up a 1/2 cup of walnuts and a 1/2 cup of pecans because I had a 1/2 cup of each. I wanted a cup of nuts. So because I had a 1/2 cup of each, both are going in. You could do one or the other or none at all. If you wanted it nut-free, okay? And another thing that I'm going to add in mine today, which is going to be a little different, is some coconut. I have about a 1/2 cup of unsweetened coconut, and I had a carrot cake that had some in it, and it was delicious. So I said, I'm going to put it in. You could add raisins, and I might. And I think I will, as a matter of fact. I think they'll be good. I'm going to do a slow mix, because see how full that's getting? I don't know if you can see that from here. So I've got raisins right here. And I'm not really going to measure. I'm going to throw in a handful of raisins. This is going to be a delicious, who knows? Who knows what I come up with? 1, 2. Minus the ones that are over here. So, I've got a lot of cake mix there, guys. Those 4 eggs, the can of crushed pineapple. I put raisins in it, I put nuts in it, I put everything in it but the kitchen sink. I'm going to pause you, put it in pans, I'll be right back. Okay, so I moved you over by the stove. I've got like a gallon of batter. I'm going to put it into these 3 pans, which I just sprayed nicely. My goal is to try to get it as even as possible. So 2 plops. These are technical terms. 2 plops. That was a little more than 2. 2 plops. And we'll see where we're at. I could already see this guy needs more. So I'm going to do 3 layers that are going to be moist and delicious, filled with all good stuff. I mean, there's really nothing bad. 2 cups of sugar is kind of bad, but we're not going to discuss that because it's not going to be at my house. It's going to my kids. I'll probably have a slice with them to celebrate her birthday. So what we have to do tomorrow is we have Braylon who's having a concert. So we're all going to this concert at the school, at the middle school. And I am going to have the carrot cake made, 2 pans of my mother's homemade, as we say in Long Island, manigot. And I'm going to make the pasta from scratch and do that for a video because I've never done that. And not that my daughter ever will, because she won't. She's not much of a cook. There's 3 big fat layers. The oven is 350. I'm putting them in while we talk. So I'm going to put these in 350, and I'll look at the minutes when I get over to the recipe. But I know when my nose tells me it's done, I can tell. So I'm going to say roughly 35 minutes. That's my guess. But I will check them, and I will put a steak knife in the center to see if it comes out clear. So I virtually made that in minutes over there with wholesome ingredients. I could have done this recipe, and I'm going to do this recipe with coconut sugar one day and the better flour for myself and see how it comes out, but not today. We're trying to use up the food we have here because I'm going to make a bunch of stuff so that Dave is set next week, that things that he could just heat and go and take with him, and I'm not going to be here, so I don't want to have food here. So the carrot cake, I'm going to pause you again, and we're going to go back over to the mixer and make some cream cheese frosting. I'll show you how I make my cream cheese frosting for that carrot cake, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm over here back to the mixer. Cream cheese frosting. I'm not sure which way you'd like to be. Would you like to be facing this? Because I gotta turn my back, or shall I put you over to probably there? So, is that better? I don't know. In this, I just took 2 sticks of butter and a whole block of Philadelphia cream cheese. And I'm gonna put those in the mixer. And I put them in the microwave for like less than a minute so that they would soften, because you want everything softened, and I should have taken them out. You can actually leave your butter and your cream cheese out at night. I don't know if anyone ever knew that. It's not going to go sour, especially these nights. In upstate New York, we keep our house at 64 at night, but the kitchen, the back porch is kind of cold, so the kitchen's probably not 64. I don't know what it is. Actually, my apples froze in my back porch, so that tells you what it is. Ramble! Okay, so vanilla. My recipe here, which I'm not, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So let's see what we do. 1, 2, a little more. And I'm gonna make it a cinnamon cream cheese frosting, because I did this once before. I've done them with maple syrup too, but I don't want that much sugar because we put 2 cups of sugar in the cake. So I'm putting a little cinnamon in it, so it's gonna give it a little something something. I'm gonna start whipping that in. Now, it calls for 8 cups of powdered sugar. So, oh, I forgot to get out my milk, just in case I need it. I want to whip that really good. I'm whipping together the butter, the vanilla, and the cream cheese, and a little cinnamon right now. Let me grab my whole milk. I got whole milk, and that's just in case. So, everybody knows my tricks by now. I got lots of them. 8 cups of powdered sugar. We're gonna do, say, 2 at a time. Hello. 2 at a time. You want to see the food? Not me. 1, 2. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to use 8. That's the recipe. 8 cups. 2 sticks of butter. 2 8. Oh, I doubled this recipe. It's 1 stick of butter, 1 block of cream cheese, 4 cups of powdered sugar for a single cake. So I doubled it because we like a lot of frosting. So on this one should be 2 cream cheeses, 2 sticks of butter, 8 cups of powdered sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. For me today, that's not what they're getting. I only had 1 block of cream cheese, so that's what they're getting. We'll see. I know it'll be delicious. So now the towel is my trick. Now you don't have a facial of powdered sugar, and then we see where we're at once that mixes up. I would add a little dash of salt if I was using unsalted butter, but because I have salted butter, we don't want to use the salt. Okay, so now 2 more cups of powdered sugar. You do them a little bit at a time, and you see where you're at, and then I'm going to get my spatula to scrape. Whoa, I got this facial anyway. I'm going to scrape down the sides. Where did I put my spatula? Okay. Oh, hello. You probably have your own recipes for cream cheese frosting. As far as I'm concerned, butter, powdered sugar, and cream cheese could be in a sneaker, and I would eat that. So I love everything about it. It could be an old sneaker. That's just where it's at. There's a big glare, isn't there? Happy Valentine's Day. I hope everyone out there is well. To my friends in South Carolina, Brenda, I'll mention you this time. I'm so glad we got to FaceTime yesterday. I could hear it's going thump, 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 and eat stuff. So we're at 4 cups. We're gonna put in 2 more. I gotta do 3 layers, remember? So I want a lot of frosting. And it's gonna look a little bit brown because it's got the cinnamon. So while that cake's baking, so we're up to 6 cups. Don't forget your towel, guys. This is when it gets important. You want a lot of frosting. I mean, come on. If you're gonna do a carrot cake, you want a lot of cream cheese frosting. They're just delicious. Has anyone been to Cravings in Gloversville and had her carrot pecan? She's got it going out. It's delicious. I bought one at Thanksgiving time from her. Not that we needed more desserts, but that's the place. You guys gotta go to Cravings. Hang on, let's see where I'm at. I feel the thump. The thump means it's thick. It's looking good. I am going to do one more. So I'm going to do 7 cups. And then I'm going to thin her a little bit with some milk. And I'll show you the consistency I want. But do not, seriously, do not forget the towel. You will not be happy if you do. So the towel, I don't even know when I learned it. It saves your life. They sell gadgets. I saw these gadgets that go over this for this part. I'm like, I don't know when I thought of this, but I know that when I posted it, a lot of people hadn't thought of it. So now I can see that's a big clump. It looks like dough. You don't want that. So I'm going to thin it with some whole milk. And I don't know how much. We're going to call that 2 teaspoons. Now you don't need the towel. So now you want to whip it really good. So you want to see where you're at, if it's a frosting consistency. Do you guys cook by your eyes, smells, touches? I do. I use my senses, and my husband's probably laughing at me right now because he makes fun of the fact that my senses are out of whack. But he'll lick this paddle pretty good. The consistency is perfect, and I'll show you. I don't even know what to do with this beautiful paddle. So you're looking for, we'll scrape it down for starters. Move this out of the way. You can see. I know it's perfect because I make this. I'm 62 years old, guys. I've been making cream cheese frosting for these kids. She'll be 41 Sunday. That is the consistency of like the disgusting canned frostings that we buy. That's what you're looking for. So what I'm going to do with this now is while that cake is cooking, I'm going to cover, oh my God, oh my. I'm going to put saran wrap right down on that so then no air hits it while that cake bakes and cools. And then it's on. The layers will happen and I will show you later. I can't even show you the finished product till we cut it tomorrow. But that's what I did. I don't even put it in a separate bowl. There's plastic on that to keep the air out. That's my cream, it weighs a ton. Cream cheese frosting, guys, with a little cinnamon for that carrot, pecan, walnut, coconut, raisin cake. My mama. And on the other side is my Lori's New York style cheesecake. Now that one I used to make for Union Hall Inn when I worked there. These recipes are in my big Bible cookbook that someday I hope to put in a regular cookbook. We're at 17 minutes for a carrot cake, so I'm sure I've lost a lot of people. But I love you guys, and I'll be back to do homemade manigot, or manicotti, as they say in upstate New York. Bye-bye.